Someone help me figure out this. Like, why is dating so hard in 2026? Like, I don't know. Am I the only one that's having trouble, or are there other people out there? It's like you're a good person, you have your shit together, you have a lot going for you, and then you keep on attracting the same kind of nonsense and bullshit. Like, real talk. I, for most of 7 years, I've been single. I've dated, I've gotten to know people, but nothing really stuck. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, I've done a lot of work on myself. I've done a lot of healing. I have sat in silence. I've read books. I've prayed. I've gotten clear on what I want. And I'm like, what is the deal? What is the holdup? Go through ups and downs. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine by myself. I don't have to deal with any drama. Like, and then I go through phases where I'm like, I just want my person. Where is my person? And I'm, you know, halfway wishing that they'll show up on my doorstep and I'll open the door and I'll be like, there you are. But I know that that's not going to happen. And these dating apps, I mean, it's good. I've gotten a few leads through the dating apps. I've accepted a few applications, gone on a few dates, but things like fizzle out. And I'm just like, is the love supposed to be electric and magnetic? Are you just supposed to know that, when you meet someone that they're your person? Like, how do you deal with things that you know, like, am I having too high of expectations? Like, how long do I need to wait to figure this out? Case in point, not this past May, but the May before, I went on Hinge. Something just told me to go on Hinge. I met a guy, he shall not be named. And things were good. There was like a connection. It felt like we'd known each other. We realized that we hung out in the same spots when we were in college, and things were going good. But I had a lot of things going on at the time with work. I was going on a trip for work, and I was like, this was in May. And I was like, I'm probably not going to be able to meet up or hang out until like my life slows down a little bit. So we finally met up in July. Great first date. Everything was good. And then, it was kind of hard navigating things. I'm a single mom. He is a dad of two. His kids don't live with him, but he's in the kids' life. So obviously the kids come first, and he worked. And so it was like a lot of trying to figure out like when we could see each other. And I have a kid. I'm not necessarily just trying to introduce new guys to my kid right away. And same thing with him. And so we just kind of like did this dance where it was like, okay, it would be late at night. He would come over once my daughter was asleep. That's kind of how we were navigating it. And I just felt like I was, telling him kind of the things that I was looking for. I let him know that, like, look, I've been single for 7 years. By the way, I never been married. I've been engaged, but I've never been married. Um, and I kind of like had my expectations and, the excitement of a new relationship. Like you want to like hang out and go do things. You want your friends to like meet the person and get their opinion on it and stuff like that. And so it was like, in the beginning of the relationship, we would make plans, they would fall through. And I was like, is this a sign from the universe? Like this is not gonna work. And I was like really torn because part of me was like, this is a nice guy. He, seems good. He seems like a great dad. And for whatever reason, like it just wasn't aligning. Long story short, we tried this dance for like a year and a half and ended up calling it quits. And that's like another story I can get into another time. But it was like I could see all of these red flags, like maybe not red flags, but maybe misalignment, like plans not working out, like inviting him to go do things and last minute, like, oh, something with the kids came up, something with work came up, something with his family came up. And I'm like, what on earth does it take? Is that something that you just patiently kind of like go through and I don't know, what's your opinion on that? Like, have you experienced that where like there's a good connection, the guy is great, but then like I don't know if it's the universe or like your higher self or what, blocking things from working out. So then that didn't work. And then recently I went to a holiday party for, during the holidays for this last season, and I met someone and great connection. And right off the jump, he was like, I'm talking to somebody else, but I'm really interested in you. And it's like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand. So I don't know. If you're new here, I'm new here too. I figured I would just like come on here and kind of just like share stories about what's going on in my life because like I feel like somebody out there could relate, offer advice, like tell me I'm not the only one going through these things. And then something inside of me was just like, Lauren, I'm Lauren, by the way, you should create a channel. And I was like, what would I talk about? Well, I'm living life, I'm a mom, and I'm trying to find a match that's soul aligned with me. And it's like, there's a lot that's there that there's probably other single moms in the same boat trying to figure out where is this divine partner at? Because he's not here. And he's definitely not showing up on our doorstep. So what do we do? I spent the last 7 years before meeting that guy I just told you about, just like working on myself. Like once I, realized that me and my ex, my daughter's dad, were not going to get back together, I was just like, okay, it's time. I spent a lot of time like working through everything that happened, like from my own process, like doing the work to try to just come to terms with how things ended, my role in it, and just being comfortable putting myself out there. I was just like, in the beginning, I was like, no, I'm just gonna focus on being a mom. I don't have time for this. Like, I don't even want to entertain a new relationship right now. And then, like, once my daughter started growing up and she became like about 5, I would say I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to like share a life with someone, build something with someone. I feel like I have a lot to offer. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but much. Like I have my shit together. I'm educated. Like what is the holdup? And it's like the men that want you, you don't really want them, and then the men that you want, there's always a problem. Like what is going on? But anyways, I don't know. Can anybody relate to that? Because where am I going wrong here? Is there something that I'm missing? If you have something that maybe I'm missing, let me know. But it's just been a struggle, and I'm like I don't think I meant to be single for the rest of my life. I had an Akashic record reading done. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. And she was like, in my past life, I was like really independent. And in this life, I'm supposed to be independent. I'm like, I'm not independent anymore. I want someone to like build and grow with. So I don't know, but I'm gonna have to revisit that Akashic record reading and like really listen to exactly what she said. But what stuck to me was independence. And yes, I'm independent and I love the fact that I'm able to be independent and create a life for me and my daughter, but I definitely want someone to share that life with, you know? And then I don't know if you heard about human design, but I am a projector, so I know that I have to wait for the invitation. But I feel like I've been waiting like 7 years for the invitation. Like, hello. And it's like something good will be going. I'll be like getting the vibe that, oh my God, like you're such a great woman. And then things just like fizzle out and end up not working. So I don't know. I'm just caught between a rock and a hard place. Like, what do I need to do? Like, what more work do I need to do on myself? Like, I'm very loving. My heart is very open at this point because it wasn't always. And it's like, how many frogs do I have to kiss before I find my prince? But, anyways, if you can relate, let me know. If you have a similar story or a similar journey that you're going through, like, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, I don't really know exactly where this channel is going to go or what other things I'm going to be talking about, but it's definitely going to revolve around being a mom, living life, maybe some work stuff, and just like love in general. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.